Freshman year I played basketball.
Is it still a co-op team?
Yeah.
I thought we were close, that we were getting so big we were going to have our own team.
There's like,
Don't we have a ton of kids?
yeah, we have like 23, I think, from North Reading. And there's like,
I think they were saying though because there's so many kids out in North Reading, we might not be able to do the co-op. Well, Linfield needs a co-op, right? They only have 12 kids, right? So I never got to do this when Mel was there. So I guess as long as one of the two schools. Well, since Jerry's not here.
There's Jerry right there.
Well, I think that there was some comment that there was one. Yeah,
Oh, you can snap some pictures while we're chatting, or
Yeah, go right ahead.
face this guy.
would you like to face my?
Mine is cute.
Jerry's is really fat.
I gotta pick one. I didn't get a name.
Yeah, Karen does it. Yeah.
And the most feminine.
It's very dainty. It's dainty. It's delectable.
I don't think this will be the one that.
This won't be the official picture. This is our Christmas card picture.
Oh, nice.
I'll send it out to you.
We'll have to send it to Jerry.
Poor Jerry.
I know. Poor Jerry.
Why is he? Michael's
He said he was on Park Street. Michael's supposed to be here, and he was dragging along, and someone hit the woman pulled out of the street. I think it's called Willow Street, and hit the rear of his car. He lost control, and he went right into the
No.
Yeah, and he must not have had a seatbelt on because he hit the windshield. Yeah, he called me from the accident, and he said, he called me. I'm like, you're calling me? You're not calling your wife? You're not calling the hospital? You're calling me? Of course I'm calling. And
I'm surprised he had a cell phone.
he said his face was all messed up, and he goes, we got some day in the life North. Josh, are you doing good? He said his face was all messed up. He goes, I'm gonna go home and clean up and see if I look okay to come to the meeting. I said, you gotta go to a doctor. Are you crazy? Or the hospital. You can't just hit his head hard. He said his nose was all messed up.
I volunteer.
North Reading School Committee, come to order. Start with our public input. Any public input?
I'd just like to mention, Mr. Bowers, that tonight Mr. Venezia will not be joining us. He's indisposed this evening, so again, for the purpose of the audience, Mr. Bowers will be chairing the school committee meeting this evening.
I get to do this once in a million years. Yes.
You may want this to wait. I understand you have a second reading coming up on the enrollment age.
Yes.
And I haven't actually read the entire policy proposal, so I don't know whether it makes allowances for children who have already completed kindergarten before they get to North Reading. I remember this was an issue some years ago that the policy was so rigid it was going to condemn children to repeat kindergarten, and that didn't seem a good idea. So we modified it a number of years ago, and then there have been subsequent modifications since. But I would be concerned about asking a child to repeat kindergarten. I think a year of boredom could be absolutely destructive to a child's education.
So your input would be that we
So
consider
a safety valve.
the issue of a child that's been in kindergarten and then coming to North Reading and wouldn't want to have to repeat kindergarten.
I think we can, if need be, when we get to that, I think we can let
We'll-
Mr. Jervy address the question at that time, once we read the policy, before we take a vote on it.
Yeah.
I do that.
Sounds like a plan. All right. Any other public input? Seeing none, we'll go on to our student report. We have Joshua Antorcio, class of 2013, to present our student report this evening.
All right. Last Monday, our winter sports began their season, their preseason programs. last Wednesday, our student council took a trip to Drake High School in the biannual NEMAS conference to learn about leadership and how we can use skills to better organize our student body with events and such. Hockey's first game. Boys hockey will start Saturday versus Methuen over at Reading Ice Arena. 7 o'clock. Basketball, December 13th is home versus Hamilton Wenham. Track meet will be Saturday morning, I believe, at Ipswich High School. PSAT results have been sent in, and we will be the school will be meeting with juniors on Thursday and sophomores who took it on Friday during Power Block. SLAM mentoring, student leaders and mentors, will be mentoring next Wednesday, excuse me. Wrestling, we'll have our first quad on Saturday morning at Weston High School. Maskers had a few students compete at the state competition, including Abby Bacher, Montana Robinson, Janelle Ewell, and Tim Marr. And Adam Sperry came in second in costume designing in his competition. The holiday concert is December 20th, 7:30 p.m. at the high school. And I have my work. Do you want me to pass it?
Yep.
Yeah, no.
It's all right.
My parent was on that ink.
That's all right.
There's a few of those.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Joshua.
Mm-hmm.
And as Jerry would say, you're very welcome to stay,
Mhm.
but we also understand that you may want to leave.
Have
Get
some
your
homework.
homework done.
Well,
Thanks,
thank
Josh.
you.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Going to continued business. You want to skip that?
New business?
Go on to new business first, huh?
Right.
Okay. So we have a presentation on the high school and middle school building project, secondary school building committee.
Yes, thank you. I would like to begin by thanking everyone for being here this evening and tonight. Janine will move very quickly through our abridged presentation regarding the new North Reading Middle and High School project. I just wanted to start by saying that we had a wonderful presentation on November 29th, and I'll talk more about it during my brief remarks during the MSBA SSBC update. But I just wanted to reiterate for the folks in the audience this evening that North Reading has done a wonderful job with supporting public education over the years. And what brings us to this point, at this point in time, is that we really have an issue with overcrowding in our middle school and our high school. As you know, we have 18 modular classrooms currently in the middle school and the high school. And what I had indicated on the 29th and in previous meetings is that over the last 20 years, this particular town has seen a 33% increase in enrollment overall. And at the middle school alone, that increase in enrollment is 37%. And at the high school, that increase in enrollment is 46%. So we need to be able to respond to that increase in enrollment in such a way that will prepare our students not only for their place in society, but be able to take this community into the 21st century. And we want to make sure that we provide learning opportunities for our students to do so. So tonight, Janine's going to talk a little bit about what the potential structure will look like. We'll go briefly into financials, and then we'll talk to you about some next steps. So I believe, Janine, you're all set?
You can
You stand in front of us,
Go
that's all
right
right. As long as you get the lights too.
Janine, up here?
Oh.
And all I have to do is point that at the machine, and it will work for you. I mean, I can work that for you if you want. It's the bottom one?
There you go.
Yeah, it's the bottom one. They're a little backwards.
Well, thank you all for coming, and it's a little nerve-wracking sometimes standing up here, so I might stumble over some words, but just deal with me. See, I'm stumbling right now. I do this often, so just bear with me, but the last time I stood up and talked in front of people, I was kind of got nervous, so I was wondering what I can do to make myself a little bit more relaxed in talking with you. So one of those things, the old adage of imagining your audience in the underwear came up, but don't worry, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
You're too close.
Without further ado, thank you for coming tonight. And just a little bit of where we are right now. We're in the schematic phase design, and by the end of this week, I believe it goes to the MSBA to review it with our OPM and our architect, and they'll work out whatever little details need to be done, and they'll make a formal vote on January 25th, and at that point, we can then go to a town meeting and then go to a special budget override or vote, and so that's where we are.
Mhm.
And when they go to the MSBA, it's their intent to develop an educationally appropriate and cost-effective building design solution for North Reading for our outdated facilities. And something that Jerry had alluded to at a previous meeting is that we're not building a Taj Mahal. We're not building a Newton North or North Andover for that matter. We're building a school that's made specifically for North Reading. So it's not going to be too little and it's not going to be too big. And it's based around North Reading's educational needs and their physical educational needs. So it's built just for us. This was be a site plan overview showing, is this laser too?
Yes, the top one.
The existing middle school is right here. The new academic wing for the high school would be here, and the core share facilities, which would include the gymnasium, cafeteria, auditorium, and media library would be housed in that area. A good thing about this site, this plan specifically, is that we are able to build the new high school with a core facility, and once that's complete, we can move the high school students into the new high school, then allowing for the middle school to move down to the old high school so they can completely renovate the middle school. And then once that's complete, then they can move the students back into the middle school and then take down the old high school and put in the new fields that you see. So the phasing of this project actually saves a lot more money too, because we don't have to send our kids out of town like we did previously for the batch. This is a layout of it. The blue area here it's for academics. This is the actual footprint of the middle school as it exists today, and it will remain the same. The orange, green, red, and yellow would be the gymnasium, cafeteria, auditorium, and media library, and that would be sitting pretty much where the modulars are sitting currently at the middle school. And then again, you have the 3 stories of the high school academics. And this just pulls out the middle school a little bit further. The gymnasium, as it is today, would be converted into science labs, and the cafeteria would be technology and robotics. But other than that, you know, the layout is generally the same. 6th grade would be housed as it is currently on the upper floor. So we're hoping to do the school within the school as it is right now for the 6th grade. And this would be the 3 wings of the academics, of the high school. We have a lovely distance learning lab right there, which allows for about 70 students. And they would be able to, you know, converse with a school in another state, another town, or even, you know, globally across the world. And that has the science labs and all that.